I don't know who I'm talking to today has felt it, but I came to tell you, you can trust that all things are working together for your good, even when life feels like it's falling apart, has felt it, even when the ground beneath you is shaking, even when you can't see the plan, the pattern, or the purpose. See, has felt it. Trusting God's plan is easy when the sun is shining, when the bills are paid, when your health is strong, when your relationships are sweet, has felt it. But it's in the midnight hour, when the door slams in your face, when the doctor gives you the bad report, has felt it. When people you counted on walk away, that's when you've got to reach down into your spirit and declare, has felt it. This is still working for my good. Hear me, God never promised you a life without storms. He promised to be your anchor in the storm, has felt it. He never said you wouldn't go through the valley. He said he'd be your shepherd in the valley, has felt it. That means even the valley is part of the route to your destiny. You've got to understand, God sees the end from the beginning, has felt it. Where you see confusion, he sees construction. Where you see pain, he sees preparation. Where you see loss, has felt it. He sees the making of a testimony that will shake hell itself. Don't judge the chapter you're in right now as if it's the whole book, has felt it. That heartbreak, that disappointment, that delay, they are ingredients, not the finished meal. And when God mixes it all together, the good, has felt it, the bad, the bitter, the sweet, it's going to come out tasting like destiny. So in the season that tests your faith, has felt it. Refuse to let your emotions run the show. Stand on the truth that all things, not some things, not just the pleasant things, has felt it. Not just the victories, but ALL things are working together for your good. And when you feel like you're at the end of yourself, has felt it. Remember, that's exactly where God begins. Hold on, trust him. Keep walking. Because when it's all said and done, has felt it, you're going to look back and say, has felt it. Now I see it was all working for my good. Trusting God's plan is easy to talk about when the wind is at your back, when the bills are paid, has felt it. When the doors are opening, when the people you love are standing by your side, has felt it. It's easy when your prayers are being answered on schedule and everything feels like it's falling into place, has felt it. But faith that is never tested is faith that cannot be proven. The real proving ground of trust is not in the sunshine, but in the shadows, has felt it. And not in the celebration, but in the silence, not in the seasons where you can see his hand, but in the seasons where you have to trust his heart, has felt it. It's in those dark seasons, those moments when your prayers seem to hit the ceiling and bounce back at you, when you wonder if God hears you at all, has felt it. When nothing in your situation seems to match what he promised, that you learn whether your faith is built on circumstances or on his character, has felt it. In the easy seasons, you lean on his blessings. In the hard seasons, you must lean on his nature. And his nature never changes, has felt it. Even when the scenery changes, even when the people in your life change, even when the way forward changes, his character remains constant, has felt it. There's something about a difficult season that strips away the illusions we hold about control when life is going well, has felt it. We think we have a handle on things. We plan, we schedule, we organize, and it seems like our strength and intelligence are enough to carry us, has felt it. But when the storm hits, when the rug is pulled from under us, when the news is bad and the options are few, has felt it. We come face to face with the reality that we are not in control, and we never were, has felt it. It's in that moment we either crumble under the weight of fear or lean fully into the one who has been holding us all along, has felt it. Faith in the dark is not blind optimism. It's not pretending the pain doesn't hurt or that the struggle isn't real, has felt it. Faith in the dark is a deliberate choice to believe that God is still working, even when you can't see the evidence, has felt it. It's choosing to believe that he has not abandoned you, even when the silence is deafening. It's choosing to stand on what you know to be true, has felt it, even when everything around you is screaming the opposite. That's why these seasons are so testing, because they demand trust without sight. Has felt it in the Bible. Joseph had dreams from God about his future, but before he saw those dreams fulfilled, he was betrayed by his brothers. Has felt it, sold into slavery, falsely accused and thrown into prison. Year after year, has felt it. Nothing about his circumstances looked like the promises God had given him. Yet in the darkness of a prison cell, God was still working the plan. Has felt it. The delay didn't mean denial, it meant development. That's what dark seasons do. They develop you. They stretch you, they deepen your dependence. Has felt it. Every trial you face has the potential to reveal what you truly believe about God. Do you believe he is only good when things are going your way? Has felt it. Or do you believe he is still good when the path winds through the valley? Has felt it. Do you believe his plan is still unfolding when the steps are painful and unclear? The season you're in right now may feel like it's breaking you. Has felt it. But in reality, it's shaping you for what's ahead. Trust is forged in the fires of uncertainty, not in the comfort of certainty. Has felt it. The more you lean into him in the darkness, the stronger your faith becomes for whatever comes next. God never promised a life free from storms. Has felt it. That's where so many of us struggle, because somewhere deep down, we expect that if we love God, if we serve him, if we pray and stay faithful. Has felt it. We should be shielded from the hard hits of life. But the truth is, storms are not a sign of God's absence. Has felt it. They are often the stage for his presence to be revealed in ways you would never have known otherwise. Has felt it. A life with God does not mean the winds will not blow. It means you will have an anchor that holds when they do. Has felt it. When Jesus' disciples were caught in a storm on the Sea of Galilee, as they were not in that boat because they had wandered from his will. They were there because he had told them to cross to the other side. Has felt it. Obedience had brought them into the storm. That is a hard truth to swallow. Has felt it. Sometimes you will be right where God told you to be and still face fierce winds. Has felt it. Sometimes you can be walking in the very center of his plan and still feel the waves crashing against you. It is not proof you missed his voice. Has felt it. It is proof that even in the storm, he is Lord over the storm. Storms have a way of testing what's real in you. Has felt it. Fair weather faith will celebrate on the sunny days, but covenant faith will hold steady when the clouds roll in. An anchor doesn't stop the storm. Has felt it. It keeps the vessel from drifting away while the storm rages. Has felt it. That's what God does for his people. He keeps us rooted when life tries to sweep us away. The water may rise, the thunder may roar. Has felt it, but his grip does not loosen. Sometimes storms are not there to destroy you, but to direct you. They shift your course. Has felt it. Move you from one assignment to another, or strip away the things that cannot withstand the pressure. Has felt it. Storm winds will reveal who and what in your life is truly built to last. Some relationships won't survive the storm. Has felt it. Some habits will be shaken loose, and some plans will be overturned. Has felt it. But what remains after the storm has passed will be the things that are aligned with God's design for your life. Has felt it. It's in the storms that we often learn the sound of his voice the clearest. When the waves are high and the situation is urgent. Has felt it. You stop chasing every distraction and you start listening with your whole heart. Sometimes, has felt it, God will allow the wind to roar just so you will turn your ear toward him. And it's in that place when you're vulnerable. Has felt it. When you know you can't save yourself, that you discover he has been with you all along. Even the fiercest storms have boundaries. Has felt it. No matter how strong they seem, they are still subject to the authority of the one who commands the wind and the waves. Your situation may be violent. Has felt it. Chaotic and unpredictable, but it cannot outrun his sovereignty. Every winner has felt it. That's why you can stand in the middle of something that should have destroyed you and still lift your head, because the same God who allowed the storm has already appointed the day it will end. Has felt it. Every storm you face will tell you two things: how strong the wind is and how strong your anchor is. Has felt it. And when you discover that your anchor is holding, when you realize that your faith didn't break, that your hope didn't drown, has felt it, that your soul stayed tethered to his promises, you will understand that the storm was never meant to define you. Has felt it. It was meant to prove that what God put in you can endure anything. What we see in the moment is rarely the full picture. Has felt it. Our perspective is limited to the here and now, to what's right in front of us, to what we can measure and understand. But God sees from eternity. Has felt it. He sees the end from the beginning. He sees the finished tapestry while we are staring at a single tangled thread. Where we see pain, has felt it. He sees preparation. Where we see loss, he sees the unfolding of a bigger plan that our minds cannot yet grasp. In our human view, has felt it. We tend to define situations by how they make us feel in the moment. If it's painful, we call it bad. If it's uncomfortable, we call it wrong. Has felt it. If it's delayed, we call it wasted time. But God does not operate within those limits. Has felt it. He weaves moments that don't make sense into a design that will eventually leave us in awe. Has felt it. It is in his nature to take what seems to be working against you and turn it into the very thing that works for you. Consider the life of David. Has felt it. When he was anointed to be king, it seemed like his path should have been a straight line to the throne. Instead, he spent years running from Saul. Has felt it, hiding in caves, living as a fugitive. From his perspective, it may have looked like his life was moving in the wrong direction. Has felt it, but from God's perspective, those years were not wasted. They were the training ground. Has felt it. They were shaping David into a leader who could handle the weight of the crown. We often pray for strength, wisdom, and maturity. Has felt it, but we resist the very processes that produce them. Strength is built in resistance. Has felt it. Wisdom is gained through experiences that challenge our understanding. Maturity comes when we walk through seasons that force us to rely on God instead of ourselves. Has felt it. Pain has a way of teaching lessons that comfort never could. When you're going through it, has felt it. It's hard to see anything beyond the sting of the moment. But in God's economy, nothing is wasted. Has felt it. Even the things the enemy meant for harm are recycled into instruments of growth and victory. Our perspective can only see the momentary discomfort. Has felt it. God's perspective sees the eternal benefit. He sees the conversations you haven't had yet, the people you haven't met yet. Has felt it. The doors you don't even know are about to open. Has felt it. He sees the chain reaction your current trial will set in motion. How your endurance will inspire someone else. Has felt it. How your breakthrough will open the way for others to step into theirs. You may be looking at a season that feels like setback. Has felt it. But he is looking at a stage being set. When we are locked into our limited point of view, we can mistake preparation for punishment. Has felt it. We think the difficulty means God is against us. Has felt it. When in reality, it may mean he is getting ready to trust us with more than we've ever handled before. Has felt it. A coach doesn't push an athlete harder because they dislike them. They push because they see potential the athlete doesn't yet recognize. Has felt it. God does the same. The weight you are carrying now may feel unbearable, but it is building the muscle you will need for what's ahead. Has felt it. Trusting his perspective means acknowledging that you will not always understand what he's doing while he's doing it. Has felt it. It means accepting that what you call loss today might be the very thing that clears the space for your next season. Has felt it. It means believing that the story is still unfolding even when the chapter you're in feels like it has nothing to do with the promise he gave you. Has felt it. The chapter you are in right now is not the whole story. Has felt it. One of the greatest mistakes we make is assuming that what we are currently facing is the final word on our lives. Has felt it. We get trapped in the emotions of the moment as if this season is the definition of who we are and where we are going. Has felt it. But a chapter is just a portion of the book. It might hold tension, conflict, or pain, but the author has already written what comes next. Has felt it. What you are reading now is not the last page. Life has a way of making temporary conditions feel permanent. Has felt it. A season of struggle can convince you that this is all there will ever be. Disappointment can settle in like it owns the place. Has felt it. You begin to think this heartbreak is your entire identity or this setback is your final destination. But God is a master storyteller, has felt it. And every great story has moments of tension that build toward the resolution. The dark chapters make the ending shine brighter, has felt it. Look at the story of Job. If you stopped reading halfway through, you would think his life ended in loss, sickness, and betrayal, has felt it. You would close the book and say, this is tragic. But the story didn't stop there. There was restoration ahead, has felt it. There was double for his trouble ahead. If you only judge the value of your life based on the middle of the process, has felt it, you will misread the purpose of the process. The hard chapters are necessary to prepare you for the chapters of victory, has felt it. Sometimes the chapter you're in doesn't match the promise you received, and that can shake your confidence, has felt it. You start to wonder if you heard God wrong, if you misread the signs, if you've somehow gone off course, has felt it. But just because the current paragraph is filled with difficulty doesn't mean the promise has been revoked, has felt it. It means the author is still building the storyline, the tension in the narrative is what makes the resolution worth celebrating, has felt it. We live in an instant culture that wants everything quickly, but meaningful stories take time to unfold. In a book, has felt it. You can't rush to the last page without missing the journey that makes the ending powerful. In life, has felt it. You can't skip the hard parts without losing the strength and perspective they are designed to give you. The waiting chapters, has felt it. The fighting chapters, the uncertain chapters, they are where you gain the endurance to handle the joy of the future chapters, has felt it. It's easy to despise the chapter you're in when you can't see how it connects to the bigger picture. But one day the plot will make sense, has felt it. One day you'll realize that the loss made room for something better, that the delay protected you from something you didn't see coming, has felt it, that the struggle carved out space in you for a deeper capacity to love, to lead, to trust. Every chapter matters, has felt it. Even the ones you wish you could skip. When you only focus on the immediate scene, you miss the scope of the narrative, has felt it. You may be in a chapter of rebuilding after something broke, or a chapter of silence where it feels like nothing is happening. But in the background, has felt it. The author is arranging the next twist, preparing the next breakthrough, and aligning the next opportunity. This moment is part of a larger arc, has felt it. Every winner has felt it, and the way you handle it will affect how you step into the next season. When the scripture says all things work together for your good, has felt it. It means exactly what it says. All things, not some things, not just the pleasant things, not only the victories or the breakthroughs, has felt it. But the setbacks, the delays, the disappointments, the betrayals, and the moments you'd rather erase from your memory, every single detail has felt it. Every event, every circumstance, God is weaving it together into something that will ultimately benefit you and bring glory to his name. That's easy to nod along to when life feels good, has felt it. But it's a truth that becomes far more challenging when you're staring at situations that don't make any sense, has felt it. The difficulty is that we tend to compartmentalize our experiences, has felt it. We label one thing as good and another as bad, one season as blessing and another as curse. We look at life in isolated pieces, has felt it. But God sees it as a whole. What feels like wasted time to you may be the very experience that shapes your character for the next assignment, has felt it. What feels like loss may be the pruning that makes room for new growth, has felt it. What feels like failure may be the seedbed for wisdom that will keep you from greater destruction later. Think about baking a cake, has felt it. If you taste the flour by itself, it's dry and bitter. Raw eggs on their own are unpleasant. Oil doesn't taste appetizing. Sugar is sweet, has felt it, but it's not a meal by itself. Yet when you mix all these ingredients together and put them through the heat of the oven, has felt it. Something completely different emerges, something beautiful, complete, and satisfying. In the same way, God takes the sweet and the bitter, has felt it, the wins and the losses, the seasons of laughter and the seasons of tears, and works them together into a masterpiece. By themselves, has felt it. Those moments may seem meaningless or even harmful, but together they create the story of your life in a way only he can design, has felt it. Sometimes the things you fight against are the very things that are working for you, has felt it. You might be asking God to remove a difficult situation when he knows that situation is building the perseverance you'll need for what's ahead, has felt it. You might be pleading for a door to open while he's keeping it shut to protect you from something you cannot see, has felt it. Even the opposition you face can be part of his orchestration, sharpening your focus, strengthening your faith, has felt it, and forcing you to depend on him more deeply. The word leaves no exceptions. It includes the pain you didn't deserve, has felt it. The mistakes you made yourself, the detours you never planned, and even the things the enemy meant to harm you. In God's hands, nothing is wasted, has felt it. He can take what was intended to break you and make it the very platform from which you stand and testify of his faithfulness, has felt it. He can take the tears you cried in private and turn them into streams of encouragement for someone else walking through a similar valley, has felt it. This truth requires surrender. It requires you to trust that even when you can't trace his hand, you can trust his heart, has felt it. It requires you to let go of the need to understand how it's all going to work and simply believe that it will. In the moment, has felt it. It may not look like anything good could possibly come from what you're facing, but in the end, has felt it. You will see that every single piece had a place in the puzzle. The season that hurt you, the season that confused you, has felt it. The season that stretched you, they are all being gathered up into the story God is writing for your life, has felt it. There comes a point in every journey where your own strength runs out. You've prayed every prayer. You know how to pray, has felt it. Tried every solution you can think of and pushed yourself until there's nothing left to give. You've exhausted your resources. Your energy, has felt it, and sometimes even your hope. It's in that exact moment when you feel like you've hit the bottom, has felt it. When you've reached the end of yourself, that God begins to move in ways you could not make happen on your own, has felt it. We like to think we're strong enough to handle life. We plan, we strategize, we push, and we believe that if we just work harder or think smarter, has felt it, we can manage every outcome. But life will eventually bring you to a place where your intellect, your connections, has felt it, and your willpower are no longer enough. That's not failure. That's a setup, has felt it, because God's power is not fully seen until we step aside and admit we can't do it without him, has felt it. The Apostle Paul wrote that God's strength is made perfect in weakness, has felt it. That doesn't mean God enjoys seeing you struggle. It means your weakness creates the space for his power to operate, has felt it. As long as you're holding on to control, as long as you're relying solely on your own ability, has felt it. You leave little room for him to show you what he can do. But when your hands are empty, your heart is open and your pride is stripped away, has felt it. You are finally in position to experience the kind of help that only heaven can provide, has felt it. Think about the children of Israel standing at the Red Sea with Pharaoh's army closing in behind them. There was no way forward and no way back, has felt it. They didn't have the strength to fight their way out or the resources to build a bridge. From a human perspective, it was hopeless, has felt it. But that's exactly when God told Moses to stretch out his hand and watch the sea part, has felt it. What was impossible for them to accomplish in their own strength became possible when God stepped in, has felt it. That's how he works. He waits until it's clear that the victory could only have come from him, has felt it. Reaching the end of yourself is not the end of the story. It's the threshold of a miracle. When you can no longer carry the weight, has felt it, he becomes the one who carries you. When you have no more ideas, he provides a solution you didn't see coming. When you feel surrounded, has felt it, he makes a way where there was no way. The very place where you feel the weakest becomes the stage where his strength is put on display, has felt it. There's a breaking that happens when you come to the end of your own strength, has felt it. But it's not a breaking meant to destroy you. It's a breaking that releases you from the illusion that you were ever meant to handle life on your own, has felt it. It's a breaking that pushes you into a deeper dependence on God. And dependence on God is not a place of defeat. It's a place of power, has felt it, because his resources are limitless. His wisdom is perfect and his timing is flawless. When you have nothing left, has felt it. You finally realize that he has been everything all along. You stop trying to earn the outcome and you start trusting the one who holds the outcome, has felt it. You stop measuring your future by your own capacity and you start measuring it by his. That shift changes everything, has felt it, because it takes the pressure off of you to make it happen and puts the responsibility back in the hands of the one who never fails, has felt it. So when the nights are long, when the valley is deep, when the wind is fierce and the waves are high, remember this: God is not finished, has felt it. You are not stuck in this chapter forever. The author of your story knows exactly where you are and exactly where he is taking you, has felt it. The pain you feel today is not the end. It's the proof that the story is still unfolding. Trust him in the sunshine and in the storm, has felt it. Trust him when you see the plan and when you don't. Trust him with the things you understand and with the things that break your heart, has felt it. Because all things, the good, the bad, the bitter, the sweet, are being woven together into something that will reveal his glory and your growth, has felt it. And when you finally step into the place he's been preparing for you, you'll look back on the tears, the trials, and the tests, has felt it. And you'll say with unshakable certainty, now I know it was all working for my good,